young adults and to hear more from Rabbi Josh. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for coming out. My name is Yehoshua Berkowicz, although I'm better known as Rabbi Josh, and I'm a born and bred Montrealer, just like many of you. I'm privileged to be a part of Chabad NDG, as well as Chabad of Concordia, Loyola campus, where we are right now, along with my wife Chani, who's here, and our amazing team of people. It's also been an honor for me to be working so closely with Lanya. We've basically become best friends at this point, right? Me and Lanya texting me at 2 in the morning. So closely with Lanya and the incredible team at Lanya to provide temporary transitional housing on our premises here in NDG. In entering this partnership, our goal was that no young person from our community should have to go to a homeless shelter ever, or the Salvation Army, if they didn't have a place to live. Now, how often does this kind of situation come up? You'd think not too often, but I can tell you that the shelter has been continuously occupied for a year and a half. So perhaps it's more often than you think. We've had a real diverse group from all sectors of the population, whether people who were kicked out of home, weren't safe where they were living, or even one time someone just showed up with a suitcase. But we take care of everybody. It's now my honor and privilege to introduce you to someone who also has deep roots here, although not in the ways you might expect. I had the great mitzvah of sharing my home with him for a little while, and he's now a proud, happy graduate of the shelter program, Transitional Housing, building an independent life for himself. He's also the bravest young man that I know. So please give your undivided attention to Yoel Levy.
Thanks, Josh. Rabbi Josh. Hi, everyone, and good evening. You'll have to forgive me for being nervous since this is by far the largest crowd I've ever shared my story with. My name is Yoel Levy, and I was born in Saint Agathe, Quebec. You might be thinking, were my parents spending the weekend up north and didn't make it back in time to the Jewish general? Well, not exactly. I grew up in Saint Agathe, and then went to Chani, Montrealer, and then Mexico, and finally Guatemala. Where as a teenager, just a few years ago, I escaped a cult known as Left the Heart. I won't tell you any more about my childhood than you can read online. The story of my past is on YouTube, where it has been viewed by hundreds of thousands of people, and you can watch it on my brother's YouTube channel as well. My mother still lives with a cult in Guatemala, with more than 10 of my brothers and sisters. And my father is no longer in this world because they would not let him get the medical care he needed in time. I saw terrible things as a child, and didn't get a proper education, nor in Torah subjects, languages, secular studies, nothing. When I left, I was starting entirely from scratch. I had to teach myself English, Hebrew, Spanish, and now I'm learning some French to get by in Quebec. Yeah, it's hard. Yeah, it's complicated, especially when you speak Spanish. I also had to pick up math and many other things that you all take for granted that we have in this world. Okay. I didn't, just an example, 4 to 5 years ago, I didn't know who Donald Trump was, for example, or what a hamburger is, or that we have a thing in this world called Google. Which the second I discovered it, I didn't stop Googling anything I encountered for like 2 weeks straight. Literally, I had to know everything, and by the way, that's one of the ways I learned many things I know today. But when I left, I was entirely on my own. With one exception. I had my brother, who also escaped not too long after me. Where are you? Oh, Mendy. My brother Mendy is the youngest guy, the bravest youngest guy I know. He taught himself music, photography, and a lot of other things. And by the way, you can hire him for your weddings, for mitzvahs, engagements, anything. Okay, there's a advertisement and stuff here. Yeah, but he's the best, just know. After escaping, I eventually settled in Montreal, with the help of Rabbi Yehoshua, another Chabad NDG rabbi who has been working with left-of-heart survivors. He sent me out to stay with Rabbi Josh while I waited for a spot in the shelter, which I quickly moved into. When you need to figure out what you're going to do with your life, where there's nothing more valuable than having a safe, dependable place to live and not having to worry about being evicted because you can't pay rent. Maybe you've heard, but rent in Montreal right now are crazy, and it's very hard to find something affordable. I've since moved out of the shelter after finding an apartment that my brother Lanya and I now share, which isn't an easy feat for two guys with very little credit history. Well, we both work. I'm very good with my hands. I build kitchen cabinets for a living right now, but I'm still looking for something better, obviously. But keeping up financially is still a challenge. We appreciate that the Jewish community is still so supportive of our journey. I'm so thankful for the support from the social workers at Lanya, the strong feeling of community at Chabad NDG, and the funding from Federation CJA, which made it all possible. But I'm especially thankful that there was somewhere for me to go that people really cared. Thank you to all of you, and enjoy the show. By the way, I'm still single if you know what I want to say.